So I don't know if you've heard of exposure therapy or not, but exposure therapy is this concept of figuring out things that are scary to you and really creating a hierarchy of fears of what that would look like and starting to really lean into discomfort around that. So for example, maybe you're terrified of snakes and the thought of holding a snake would just make you lose your mind in a sense, right? But that would be the highest fear, right? And we work down what would be some of the lower fears. Maybe it would be looking at a photo of a snake or watching a video of snakes, right? And then imagining yourself, being in the room with the snake. So you break your fears down into these smaller steps, and then you work with a therapist or a coach to really start to expose yourself little by little to that fear so that over time you start to not fear that stimulus as much and it becomes less of a threat. Obviously, this could be a threat that's related to a relationship, your boss, someone in your life, or even a person, a place, or a thing that might trigger some past trauma or a really strong emotional reaction. So, really getting clear on what your fears are and breaking them down into small, manageable steps that you could work on and really get out and start to lean into that discomfort. Another example would be a fear of flying, right? Well, what's the point of overcoming a fear of flying? Well, hopefully because you want to travel and go visit family and friends in different parts of the country and world. So one of the main purposes or goals of leaning into discomfort and addressing your fears is to then be able to do the things that you've always wanted to do and not just avoid doing it. The other thing is that the more we lean into our fears and whatever scares us, the more we're going to grow and evolve as a person. So whatever past traumas, programming that's been written into our being, whenever we lean into discomfort and push ourselves to do something that scares us, it starts to overwrite that past programming and builds confidence, self-esteem in our capabilities, and also reduces fears about the world. The world becomes less scary and we become more curious, compassionate, open towards it. And as a result, a byproduct of all that is feeling more happy, content, satisfied, or just having peace of mind, which in reality is probably the most important thing in the world.